There's recently been a drama on the most popular German Bedwars YouTubers cheating and using autoclickers all the time. Stop autoclicking sounds kinda silly, but we had to make it straight this time. That is kind of what I meant by this one, because rush clips aren't rush clips if you aren't cheating really. And it's started by Holybite, which is kinda cute that he still believes in his community, probably because he's new to it. But I'm still gonna try to localize that video. Except I've been there too, and I know the deepest, the most detailed insider information about how exactly it all happened, and I'm gonna tell you all of that. Let's start with what's happening right now in the first place. It all started with me doing an exposal video on telly, where I just slowed down the video and counted his clicks on his old clicksound video, because it sounded pretty weird for everyone who knew how to drag click, and it turned out that his CPS mod constantly showed exactly 3 times more CPS than he actually did. He has different explanation to this. Depending on his mood, he's gonna tell you one of those, but none of them make sense. It's very rare for a CPS mod to show more CPS than you actually do, except your game just freezes, which never happened on his video. And why would he upload it if that was how he did it? Except with the bedline decimal CPS feature, but it's different, and it's quite not the case with what we deal with. I even played with Labby mod by the time that video came out, and I knew it never happened. But I always knew they were cheating just from being in this whole community. I know about every specific player, if he is legit or not, just from playing with them in a voice chat or from other highly reliable sources. So I don't want to spread any hate. That video, I just made it because this particular time it got especially retarded. Like, that's a whole new level of rush clip YouTubers. Imagine uploading click sounds with triple clicks. Like, what? But I only wanted to show it to a few of my friends for a quick laugh and leave it there without making some kind of drama out of it, because it wasn't really something new to me. I even wanted to solve the conflict like a real man by an MlgRush fight with Telly, but instead he just ran away and banned me from his voice chat, and now he's ignoring everyone. Meanwhile, that short clip I made was used by a big Russian YouTuber in his own exposal video on German rush clip YouTubers, which got pretty popular shortly. It was there for just one day until Prey copyright striked the video from the Vepex gang channel, because there were clips with their content in that video. That is why I still haven't shown you anything, because knowing how they love abusing the copyright strike system on YouTube, I don't wanna get one too. You can find all the proof on external websites linked in the description. Just on the most popular ones, because somehow they managed to get caught auto-clicking even though they don't use keystrokes or CPS mods. I believe you also might be a bit confused right now if you aren't familiar with the community, because a lot of Knockback Bedwars players do realize that they're cheating. But for all of those new ones or old players, it doesn't matter, because I know a lot of stuff that average bystanders don't. I'm gonna tell you a story of how this all happened and why autoclickers turned Knockback Bedwars into the trash can it is right now, and it's been for the last year or two. More than 3 years ago, I was already playing MlgRush on Team Kudo because I wanted to get better, and the game seemed a bit faster there as well. German used to be better at the game, like in general. I mean, just compare Hypixel and German Bedwars YouTubers of that time. Eventually, there were only 2 clip YouTubers left to watch, which were Bedwars Shadow and Vepex. Bedwars Shadow was much better, but he uploaded once per 2 weeks, so rewatching his videos 30 times in a row got a bit boring. Therefore also Vepex, because he uploaded once per 3 days. And ever since he appeared, there were rumors in the community about Vepex being unlegit. The origin of those were probably people who knew him well. As far as I remember, he was also a part of an unlegit clan. But what was actually happening is that he was playing legit, but he did get better and easier clips auto-clicking. If he was cheating 10% of the time, it was already that 80% of his videos would be from him cheating, because it's better clips, obviously. And it kind of makes sense when you have to record a rush clip video material every 3 days, because by that time it could be quite hard doing what he did. He also always bridged by diagonal god bridging, being at the middle of the line, and it made everyone practice it that way, like with long abusing or butterfly clicking, because by that time we were new to it and we didn't really know how exactly to god bridge diagonally. We didn't know which way was better, the one where you do it at the middle of the line or at a side, placing 2 blocks per drag. But it used to make a bit more sense, though you know how unstable that bridging technique is. He wasn't doing anything supernatural, but you'd have to play like 8 hours a day to get those that often, and he also spent more time editing than playing. So you see his motivation. He just wanted to get enough clips for his channel, even though he used to play legit. Also, nobody really knew how it works by that time. He called one of his old videos only butterfly clip, and then it was just normal video with reduced fight and god bridging, and he told everyone it was just butterfly. Then there was another one called butterfly click with 3 fingers. That clicking technique doesn't even exist on any of his mice. Now all of those are renamed, because now people know it doesn't work that way. After that, when the German Bedwars community was really small and all we got were just a few 500 to 4K YouTubers and a few somewhat popular voice channels, and out of nowhere Vepex channel just exploded, and from 900 subs that he already got by the time his comeback video came out, he got 15,000 in a few months. Partly because he got lucky, partly because he was a good editor, and I never really liked his edits, but he did have a unique style. So he was able to make it to 30k subs pretty quickly, making the German Bedwars community grow super fast, which is pretty cool actually. I'm kinda thankful to him for that. But right after growing the community, he completely destroyed it, because making a rush clip video each 3 days got really boring. So from 10% cheating, it slowly, perhaps not, grew to 100, and at some point he already didn't play because he wanted to play, but to record another rush clip video he had planned for the next 3 days. So he was just quickly recording something with an autoclicker and got to editing. Of course, he had friends who started doing the same thing. He had viewers who realized he's cheating, and it made them cheat too, because Vepex cool and they wanted to be cool too. Then friends of his friends started doing that. Then every good Bedwars player already knew he was cheating. We also had MlgRush, who was always suspecting him, but he wasn't quite sure, so we couldn't really do anything about it. Vepex is now banned on a lot of actual Bedwars servers, but it already came as far that we have Bedwars and MlgRush servers where they have cheating marked as bannable in the rules, but it's actually not, and everyone knows about it except the new players, for whom the server owners make it look like autoclicking is forbidden, so they don't run away from them until they realize. I don't want to mention much names in this video, but knowing what exactly is happening, I can tell you that there is a simple rule that's been working in 99% of the cases with the Knockback Bedwars players for the last few years, which is if a player has a CPS mode for both mouse buttons, it's important for it to be both buttons and not just left in every video, on every single clip like RNS, then it means that the YouTuber is legit, and if they don't, it's basically the opposite. I can think of a few cases where the rule doesn't apply, but it doesn't cancel that there is no way to know, considering that most of the players play with Labimod, Badland client or Lunar. Doing that takes just 2 clicks to go to the client settings and enable keystrokes. It is that easy that there is no point of not doing it. Some geniuses actually say that it floods the screen and they can't see anything, they can't concentrate while they have keystrokes, which doesn't make sense, but even if it did, you could place the left and right mouse button in different corners of the screen, make the keystrokes text appear only when you press the button, so they're almost invisible, but it keeps all the information. It's a bit different for Hypixel, but I don't really want to talk about Hypixel Bedwars cheat videos right now. And for me, that I'm used to playing legit, it's really uncomfortable to play without keystrokes because all the time I wanna see how much CPS I made. For example, when I wanna keep it as close to 20 as possible, when I'm PvPing on Hypixel, or if I wanna telebreach or do some long clutch, which it's not even like some 16 block extension requires any skill. Anyone who knows how to drag click for long enough can just stop during a reduce fight and move their mouse down a little, though clicking is still the hardest part of it. That's why in most of Rush clip videos or Bedwars clips you can see how people do some 12 plus block extensions, and on their click sound videos it's some low quality reduce fight. Even if it's not, it doesn't prove you're legit if you can record 1-2 minute click sound video once per 2 months. But people who actually try on their videos and get better clips than auto-clicking YouTubers being legit and even make better edits, luckily I can still think of examples like that, don't get any recognition. At this point it feels like people are gonna regret watching a YouTuber just because he's playing legit, because that's how it's been for quite some time now. Almost every popular German Bedwars YouTuber is using an auto-clicker, and then they upload a short handcam video of themselves failing at fast bridging to the end at a bridging server and get 15 times more views than actual YouTubers. At this point, even out of normal players, there are more unlegit than legit. It wouldn't even be a problem if we just had some Bedwars and MlgRush server where auto-clicking is officially allowed, because some really don't want to play without an auto-clicker, but instead we had to turn the whole game of Bedwars into a big lie where people are just trying to flex their biggest setup clutch using an auto-clicker. And the core of the problem is that people actually believe everything they're being told. Even without keystrokes, those YouTubers are finding dumber and dumber ways of proving themselves cheating every second, but people still believe them somehow. So to try and cure the cancer, you guys shouldn't trust anyone. In fact, don't trust even me. I don't see much accusations under my videos in the comment section, which is fine, but people don't even assume I or someone else could be cheating. Sometimes I save original clips on my PC after making a montage, so if someone asks for legit proof for those clips, I can provide it to them, and then it just never happens. Nobody asks for them. If you are a Bedwars content maker that somehow still remains legit and you wanna help this, right after enabling keystroke and CPS mode, of course you can use hashtag stop auto-clicking in the name or description of your videos, but knowing those people, it's probably mostly gonna be used by the cheating YouTubers themselves. So if you wanna help, what you should do is use that hashtag and explain what actually is happening. If you're aware of the situation, say everything you know and think about it in a video, because this problem requires recognition. Someone has to talk about it. Trying to not mention any names, because as you can see, even though people kinda realized Vepex was unlegit after he made 200 videos, they found another one. I had to mention a few most popular YouTubers just to explain what's happening, and that's why we need people to realize themselves and to be able to identify whether someone is cheating or not. Don't trust people if you don't hear click sounds or see keystrokes, even though they might be legit. They're probably not, and that's the only way of making the tumor smaller, which is some minor legit proof on everyone's screen. Keystrokes aren't 100% legit proof, but at least they don't allow people to auto-click as ridiculously hard as they do right now. So use the hashtag for your videos, tell your friends what you think about it, send them this video, because otherwise there's no way we could possibly do something about it. This problem really needs recognition. What's gonna happen if you help is absolutely nothing, because you know, on some mice 3 clicks sound like this, and on some like this. I don't think we're ever gonna be able to play a normal game of Bedwars again, but at least we could make it a bit more of a shame, like it's been before. And please stop calling me the second Vepex or the second Telly, because that actually sounds offensive to me, or to any other legit player, which actually remain even better than the cheating YouTubers.